Philip Hammond today launched a stinging rebuke to EU leaders blocking Brexit trade talks, bluntly accusing them of failing to act like friends. In a bombshell intervention, the Chancellor made clear Britain's friendship could no longer be taken for granted and warned the government had to consider the possibility of a bad-tempered breakdown of relations with the EU. He also revealed he had allocated £250 million to Whitehall for Brexit preparations, including for the risk of the UK crashing out of the European Union with no deal, a scenario which business chiefs have warned could cause turmoil. Mr. Hammond expressed astonishment that EU leaders, including German Chancellor Angela Merkel, are refusing to start trade deal talks which are in both their and the UK's interests. Brexit Secretary David Davis and EU negotiator Michel Barnier have much work to do in the Brexit talks. Reuters appearing before the Commons Treasury Committee, the Chancellor said, "We hope to remain friends in a comprehensive partnership arrangement, but when friends have an issue to resolve they sit down and talk about it, and I think people in this country are finding it increasingly difficult to understand why we can't start talking about the substance of our future relationship." Ahead of Theresa May heading to Brussels next week for an EU summit, he added, "We have to consider the possibility of a bad-tempered breakdown in negotiations where we have non-cooperation or a worst-case scenario where people are not necessarily acting in their own economic self-interest." The Chancellor stressed that the UK had made the running on the Brexit negotiations and now needed European partners to engage. The Chancellor added, "It's quite a small ask. PM rights of Brits living abroad not guaranteed with no-deal Brexit. Let's sit down, around the table and have a chat. That is all we are saying. We are not asking them to sign up, to write blank checks. We are simply asking them to start talking to us because we are friends." The EU's chief Brexit negotiator Michel Barnier has explored starting preparatory talks on a transition deal, but EU leaders including Ms. Merkel and French President Emmanuel Macron are believed to have dug in their heels that there should be no trade talks before more progress on Britain's divorce from the Union. Mr. Hammond said the government was preparing for a no-deal outcome of the talks and was committed to getting at least a minimum effective solution for customs checks in place on the first day of Brexit. "We are not going to accept that on day one trucks are rolling through Dover packed with dangerous goods, or illegal immigrants just to keep the flow of goods going." He said it was theoretically possible that flights between the UK and the continent could be plunged into chaos the day after Brexit in March 2019, but downplayed the prospect. However, he added that a cloud of uncertainty over the Brexit negotiations was hitting the UK economy and warned that the clock was ticking. "This is a shared problem, and if we don't talk about it, we are not going to get to a solution in a timescale that allows the future partnership that I do believe the vast majority of our European partners want to achieve," he added. Meanwhile, Mrs. May was criticized by the CBI for failing to guarantee the post-Brexit status of European Union nationals after admitting their rights could fall away if Britain leaves the bloc with no deal.